Me na Aissatou Smile Sise, and this is the program Talk to the Camera. Today we can police headquarters concerning the joint press briefing where the Sierra Leone police called today, and we go inside the conference room outside the press briefing go take place.
Let me start from there. We have the Director of Operations, Acting Director of Operations, and Substantive Director of Gender Affairs. Good
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And of course, we have Mr. Imian Sila, the office of from the outreach office. Communications. Ministry of Information. Welcome, sir. Thank you. And of course, we have Mr. NK Ali, Criminal Investigation Department. Okay. We have the head of CID, Criminal Investigations Department, Chief Lieutenant, to me. And then we have the Director of Human Resource Management in the SLP, Mr. Thomas Enlahai.
Good afternoon, all of you.
AIG. And then we have Mr. Languba Kelly. Of course, he's a popular individual. Each time you open the radio, you listen to the radio, you hear Mr. Languba Kelly. Or maybe if you view television, you see him. He's representing awareness. Mr. Languba Kelly, you are welcome to the press conference. And of course, the chair for today, as usual, is the Director of Community Affairs in the person of AIG Kalia Edward Sise. And of course, we have Mr. Alistair Rowe from ISAT. And my very self, Superintendent Brahma Kamara, Head of Media and Public Relations. And I hand over the meeting to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Superintendent Brahma Kamara, for the introductory statement, and we want to thank you for the work you have done in bringing in members of the Fourth Estate. Members of the Fourth Estate, we want to appreciate your effort of being here today to witness this all-important press briefing wherein we are going to discuss about the proposed mass protest that is all over in the social media, slated for the 19th of September 2019. We want to give you our position and to update you with regards to the information that was let out during our last press briefing. And today we see a high profile of senior police officers that are present here, and as already stated by the Head of Media and Public Relations, he has informed you that this is a joint press briefing. That is why we have ONS present, and at the same time our brother from the Strategic Communication team at the Ministry of Information and Communication. So I want to take this opportunity of welcoming you all for sparing your time to come over. As I updated you last, that this mass protest or proposed protest is slated for the 19th of September 2019, and it is all over the social media. And from what we have gathered, it seems as if this group that is planning this proposed protest is called Concerned Sierra Leoneans. They are called Concerned Sierra Leoneans. And during the last press briefing, we updated you the reasons they have outlined with regards to this mass protest. And in that regard, the Sierra Leone Police, being a proactive organization, we decided that we need to come out with a press release, because they have never attempted, nor physically or in writing, inform the police about this mass protest. And with regards to that, we decided to come out with our press release, which is all over the place. But to give more reassurance to members of the public through you, I would like again to read the public notice, which is signed by no less a person than the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Richard Moigbe, and it reads thus: the management of the Sierra Leone police has learned with dismay that a group calling itself Concerned Sierra Leoneans is planning to stage mass protest on 19th September 2019 for what they regard as a way to express, in quotes, to express our dissatisfaction regarding the state of the current economic situation in the country. Increase in violence, tribalism, oppression, and humiliation of opposition members and supporters, especially the main opposition, All People's Congress Party. End of quote. The public notice further mentioned that the Sierra Leone police wishes to remind the organizers of the planned protests about the existence of the Public Order Act number 46 of 1965, which stipulates that whosoever intends to organize a protest and or demonstration in Sierra Leone should notify and obtain written permission or clearance from the Inspector General of Police. Management would therefore like to advise and encourage the organizers of the protest to follow this path and to also seek an engagement with the Inspector General of Police and team of Executive Management Board on the said issue. In like manner, the Sierra Leone Police Management calls on the executive of the All People's Congress Party to distance and disassociate their party from these planned protests and to further warn and dissuade their members and supporters from participating in these so-called mass protests, as violators would be dealt with as provided for by law. Members of the general public are assured of their safety and security at all times, and therefore encouraged to go about their normal business. Signed, Dr. Richard Moigbe, Inspector General of Police, dated 5th September 2019. Contact person Superintendent Brahma Kamara, SLP Head of Media and Public Relations, on telephone number 232-2222-9902. These have been widely circulated and it is all over the social media. It is just to reaffirm our positions with regards to the planned protest. Up till date, we have not received any application from no one. If this concerned citizen would have come, we will dialogue. We will look at the merit and demerits of this planned protest. But up to this point, as I am speaking, we have not received any application, and the due process needs to be followed at all times. The reason why we mention APC is because of the information going around the social media, and from what the quotes that I have just read, it also mentioned the APC. So we need to address him in our press release, our public notice. That is the reason why APC has been brought into focus. And further to that, we are still open to discuss, but up till now, no one has showed up. No group have showed up. And further to that, this concerned Sierra Leoneans, we have checked, they are not registered. But they need to follow the due process of the law. Further to that, we have been so much proactive as an organization, as a police force. you know, to try to look into this matter. And the head of CID will brief you later on our observation and what is currently on with regards to this mass protest. Because they are thinking of burning some government buildings and all those things. He would explain later. But, you know, we need, as a security outfit with ONS and the other security bodies, to plan ourselves well. If we hear something like this, we cannot take it for granted. There is a lot of investment that have been placed in this country. That is why we have my brother Imran Sila, who is here. He would also update you about government positions with regards to short a protest and what we have gathered so far. As I mentioned, we are prepared as a police force, and we are always prepared for before the 19th and on the 19th and thereafter. We always try to maintain public safety and security at all times, because that is our duty, and the laws of the land stand supreme. As violators will be brought to book, and we need to enforce the law at all times. So we are appealing to members of the public not to get panic about this situation. We are more than capable as a security outfit to be able to address. Our commanders are all ready, and we are working with ONS and the other security apparatus to make sure that our people are at peace. It's not something we are scared of, but nevertheless we need to update you with regards to our position. So I would at this point pause for a while, and I will call upon Mr. Languba Kelly from ONS, because they are the coordinating body that coordinates the security apparatus, the police, the military, the corrections, and the other outfits as far as the security sector is concerned. So that is more the reason why it's here, to give us that helicopter view, the policies that are involved in all these things. And thereafter I will call upon Imran Sila from the Ministry of Information and Communication to give us government position as far as investment and how these things can, you know, affect or not affect, or what is our position. He would explain. Mr. Languba Kelly, to you, sir.
Thank you very much, AIG Kali Asise, who also doubles as chairman. Good afternoon, colleagues of the security sector and members of the Fourth Estate. Well, as reiterated, I'm Languba Kelly, Director of ONS. Pleased to be here as part of this press conference. As part of our post-conflict security sector reform initiatives, we came to the realization that the kind of security that we should provide for Sierra Leone should be people-centered security, in which the civil liberties of individuals, your freedom of association, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and things that are very essential to your human rights are maintained. That was why the ONS was established as a civilian oversight mechanism of the security sector institutions. We also serve as the interface between the security sector institutions and the civil populace. And we also serve as an arbiter in terms of disputes within the security sector institutions. As a policy initiative, we do realize that individuals have the right to express themselves. It is entrenched within the Constitution of Sierra Leone that there are no limitations, of course, to your rights, but there are certain caveats attached to it. We also believe that there are legitimate avenues in which individuals can seek remedial measures if they so desire. We also believe that the freedom of expression and association should not be trampled upon as long as it is done within the confines of the law. In most instances, when there are disputes, when there are misgivings, misunderstandings between the sector and the civil populace, it is the responsibility of the Office of National Security to stand in between, to provide that kind of stopgap measure. We've already heard what the AIG has said, the chairman has said. If people have legitimate grievances, there are legitimate channels to which these grievances can be channeled. But we do believe it's very difficult for the security sector to deal with faceless individuals. Even if you are not a security sector practitioner, but from hindsight, mere common sense will tell you that it will be difficult for you to deal with an individual that is faceless. Yeah, it's very difficult. One, they are not identifiable. They have the tendency to always communicate incommunicado, as the case might be. Their activities are always sinister. And in this particular instance, if the Inspector General of Police or the police hierarchy have actually pushed the olive branch to you and invited you to have discussions with them, if you are really not faceless, if you mean well, there have been instances when people have been accorded the requisite opportunity to legitimately protest in this country and protest. I can recall it has happened in instances. And in such instances, of course, the police is always there to provide security for you. Mind you, your freedom of association movement limitation stops where it impedes on the freedom of the other individual. Not only in Sierra Leone, but even in the UK and the most advanced countries, even if you want to process, you always got to get in contact with the police. For reasons being that you might plan the route that you want to take. The police might provide the necessary crowd control mechanisms for you. Yeah. But if you are faceless, if you want to say you embark on a national demonstration, never it means national, it means round the length and breadth of this country. Who is going to allow you to just go to a faceless group of individuals to just go on what they call demonstration in court? When, of course, we know these are avenues that will be used as channeled by hoodlums and other lawless people to cause mayhem. Even when we've had sporting activities in this country, we see how some of our youths have behaved, with due respect. Smashing windows of vehicles, cutting away goods in shops, embarking on blatant lawlessness and violence. Well, the CSP, Mr. Tommy, will dilate on the operational activities actually. But just to set the stage that we, as a coordinating security sector institution, we want to assure Sierra Leoneans that that space will always be created to legitimately express their grievances. We believe we are living in a democracy. We believe there should be channels for people to express their views, whether it relates to governance, political, economic, or any other issue. But if those views should be channeled legitimately and within the confines of the law, it will be fine. I'm sure the police are not faceless people. They are also reasonable people. They are there not to serve a regime, but it's a people-centered police force. That's why they have this concept of community policing, local policing partnership, but to endear citizens with the police and for citizens to take part in their own necessary security, as the case might be, at localized security level. So as I dilated on by the chairman, we as a security sector institution, we view this with dismay, of course. It's very difficult to deal with faceless individuals. I'm sure if they mean very well, they can come out and have necessary discussions with the police hierarchy. But from all what have been gathered, in which Mr. Tommy will dilate on, you will see that their activities are basically mischief-making, senseless, baseless, and actually geared towards creating mayhem in society. And as a law-abiding or law enforcement institution, definitely the police will not want to see Sierra Leone degenerate into a state of lawlessness. That is why we are paid for, to ensure that whilst you are asleep at night, the police are going around providing the requisite security for you. They are also human beings. So don't want that kind of scenario. Sierra Leone is peaceful. Yes, you can never obtain 100% peace everywhere in the world. You must have incidents of insecurity. It's a natural phenomenon of life. Yeah, but it's rather the rule it's rather the exception rather than the rule in Sierra Leone. We strenuously ensure that we provide peace and security for citizens to go about their normal activities. I would like to entreat you, please, to go about your normal activities, and the security sector is poised definitely to ensure that the requisite security is provided, and any defaulter will definitely have to face the full wrath of the law. I think I'll stop here for now, and thank you for your attention.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Languba Kelly of ONS. I think your message is loud and clear, and members of the Fourth Estate have been taking notes, and we expect that after this press briefing, it will be all over the print and the electronic media. I have no doubt in members of the Fourth Estate that are present here. Tonight we will start listening. I believe all this information that you have mentioned have been captured. May I quickly call upon the head of CID, Mr. Gabriel Tommy, CSP, who would update us with regards to our proactive measure in trying to, try to address or to see how we can be able to manage this situation with regards to the proposed mass demonstration. Mr. Gabriel Tommy, to you.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, my own reaction to the incident leading to the 19th of September, which has been of concern to the police, could be a coincidence. We are not looking for people who have decided to embark on the protest or demonstration on the 19th. But in collaboration with other security outfits, our intelligence wing, we observed on postings on social media that certain people were sending out messages, audios and videos that did not serve well in the interest of this nation. I mean, if we are calling on people to go out and set embassies ablaze, burn down banks, police stations, burn down State House, that is not a demonstration. And we will not sit by and allow people to realize that kind of aim just in the name of democracy, freedom of expression. So we'll be monitoring those postings on the various forums. We are able to identify certain people. We succeeded in picking up some people which we started on Friday. We have some people with us who we are not picked up because of they have any relationship with any group, region, political party, or whatever. But we picked them up because of what we observed on their various social media operatives that they held. That is why we always advise people that you have to use your telephones very responsibly, with caution. Because when things are sent out on forums that you belong to, and we find out that this kind of posting is reckless and irresponsible, we go after it and monitor it. Irrespective of what the police generally was doing, trying to monitor or handle the intended demonstration, but we as a responsible organization, particularly the CID that is responsible for handling the crime in this country, we were also very much concerned, together with the other intelligence wing, to go after those issues we felt that will not be in the best interest of the nation. And when we finally observed that these people were at social places through the identification of our security agents and the intelligence people, so we have them now and they are helping us with the investigation. What we are saying, we are not saying people should not demonstrate. What we are saying is people have to behave within the confines of the law. You can go out and demonstrate. Let's suppose they are allowed to demonstrate and they mean well, they do not mean any violence. But these people that are intending to cause violence, if they all come together and they do not have any means of identifying who has an ulterior motive on that particular day, on the 19th, and the mayhem they will cause will cast upon those who have organized the demonstration. And as you heard the AIG said, they do not know who are the organizers of this demonstration. If we knew who they were, we would confront them that these people, you are calling for a demonstration, public demonstration, but we are getting postings of this nature. Are they your people? Are you able to control them? But there is nobody that we can talk to. We do not know who they are. So the particular individuals that we are able to tie up to the postings on the social media. These are the people that we picked up. There are 5 of them. They are with us and we are investigating them. They don't have any political affiliation. They are neither APC, NGC, or whatever. These are just people that we picked up based on what we found on the forums that they belong to. So that's why we are holding them.
Yeah, what were some of the issues from the
postings on the social media,
yeah.
They are inspiring people to attack State House and burn it down, calling on people to burn down embassies, calling on people to burn down CID, kill me, burn down the banks, and if they on that particular day, on the 19th, any police they find on the street, they will kill the police. So, I mean, that is not demonstration. That is riots. It's riot. Let's take the instance that happened in Hong Kong. You had people who were demonstrating peacefully on the one side. Then on the other side, you had people who were supporting the Chinese government. Because the other side saw that the other side was overpowering them, they resorted to violence. So you don't have control over violence. Nobody has monopoly over violence. So therefore, we decided to pick up these people for them to explain to us what their intentions are. What really do they intend? Or what would it benefit them if they were to burn down banks, the State House? Burning down State House is not an ordinary demonstration. There is something much more beyond that. Burning down embassy is not a demonstration. Why are you going to burn down embassies? Why do you want to burn down the banks? So what are you going to sustain the economy with? If anything were to happen. If you are crying that the economic status of the people is appalling, then you burn down the banks. Is that going to help the economy? So we really cannot allow them to continue inspiring people. There are some people who spring into action without reasoning. Then they may have sympathizers who they will say, yes, let us go out and burn the banks, let us attack State House, let us attack the embassies. They may have sympathizers without better reasoning. So for us to allow them to do that, we therefore beat them in the action, and therefore we are holding them.
Thank you very much, Chief Superintendent Gabriel Tommy. I believe your message is clear, and you are now in a position to see the bigger perspective with regards to this proposed mass demonstration. The trend is taking. These people are now with the CID, 5 of them, and they are being interrogated. And we have according to him, all the information, all are with the CID at the moment. With this, is it a peaceful demonstration we are expecting? We only want to caution members of the public not to worry. The police, we are fully prepared. Every information is being treated with the importance or with regards to its merit. We are investigating more. More informations are flowing. They are coming in every minute. Mr. Tommy, not so. You are receiving more. They are coming in. So be careful. Inform members of the public to go about their normal business and not to involve themselves with this issue. If the organizers know that they want to have a planned protest, let them come. Let them come for a dialogue and let us discuss. The economy, at the moment, a lot of investors are expressing interest to come over to be part of building up our economy. So without further delay, it's my pleasure now to call upon Imran Silla, who is part of the Strategic Communications Unit at the Ministry of Information and Communication, to give us government perspective, more especially with regards to investment. Imran Silla, to you, sir.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon, all. I'm here representing government, and it doesn't happen very often for the police to have their press conference and you have someone from government joining them, because we believe that the police is supposed to be an independent institution, right? They should be doing their job free from outright and overt interaction, right, with government, because they're a professional body, and so it should be. But we're here today, and I am here representing government based on the premise that we are responsible. This government is responsible for protecting 7 million people in this country. We are responsible in ensuring that every single Sierra Leonean is able to go about their business as normal, and every day should be a normal day for us all, doing the normal things we know how to do and want to do. And we should also have that freedom. So government takes very seriously its commitments in protecting the people of this country. Government takes its responsibility very seriously in ensuring that there continues to be peace and stability in this country. And it is for that reason, and many more, why His Excellency the President met with the former head of state and now chairman and leader of his party, the All People's Congress. It was with a view to deepen the peace that we have and encourage dialogue and communication, right? Because it is only when the lines of communication are open, it is only when there's dialogue, that is how we continue to de-escalate potential situations. And we expect that sort of engagement at that level to cascade down. Meaning, for every single Sierra Leonean, whether you're concerned or not so concerned, if you have issues and you feel the need to want to express them, it means there has to be a proper and rightful way to do it. Going by the information that the police have given out today, it is clear that we don't know these individuals. We would like to know them, assuming they're Sierra Leoneans and they mean well. Going by the information we've heard so far, it is also clear that their intentions are not so well-meaning. Burning State House, I don't know what foreign embassies have to do with whatever concerns they have, right? But then they intend to burn those as well. Now, government takes very unkindly any attempt by any individual or group of individuals to disrupt the peace and well-being of the people of this country. Government would not relent and unequivocally continue to ensure that we are a peaceful nation. It continues to be stable. We continue to attract the kind of investment that we want to have, so that there will be jobs, so that opportunities would be there, so that we would have the necessary growth we need in agriculture, so that we would have the kind of emphasis we need on human capital development. Those are the things that preoccupies government. And so therefore, we feel any attempt by people we don't know suggesting something to the contrary is something government wouldn't take kindly to. And we would like to reassure through your various institutions, members of the public, that they should feel free at all times to get up in the morning and go about their normal business, meaning taking your kids to school, going to work if you have something to go and do, go and do your business if that's what you're up to, right? And the day should go by peacefully without any hindrance to the vast majority of us. That's a commitment I would like to make for and on behalf of government, and I hope this reaches far and wide. Once again, I would like to thank those involved in providing security for us, for their proactiveness. We hope that they continue to do what I would consider to be the needful in providing security for every single Sierra Leonean. And we also hope that we all understand that basic rights are entrenched in the Constitution of the Republic, meaning freedom of movement, freedom of association, the right to express your views. But then, the law also makes provisions for caveats that if those are being done, then there should be the right channels and the right means to go about doing what you want to do, if that's how you feel. We've had instances where organizations have gone to say they feel so concerned about certain things and they've been able to express their views in the right and proper way. And that's what we think should happen. That should be the procedure. That should be the norm. So we thank you again for being proactive, and we would like to reassure members of the public that government would not relent in continuing to make sure that Sierra Leone continues to be one of the most peaceful and stable countries in the sub-region, if not in Africa and the world as a whole. I thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Imran Silla. I would pick up from your concluding statement, wherein I mentioned here last that according to the Global Peace Index of 2018, Sierra Leone was ranked the most peaceful country in West Africa. First in West Africa, fifth in Africa, and 35th. No, 30 is 30 amongst is one of the 30th states that is 30 that is most peaceful in the entire world. That is with regards to the Global Peace Index that is being out every year. So Sierra Leone is considered as one of the most peaceful countries in the entire world. You can commute from Freetown to Kailaon. You can sleep on the roadside and nothing would happen with you. That is what we are trying to maintain. The world knows that we are most peaceful and we need to maintain that. Thank you very much, Mr. Imran Silla, for your statement.
For the next, you have Yusuf Toure. You have Ibrahim Ali Kamara. Alimami Rashid Bangura. Thomas Ray.
Thomas, you say?
Yes.
How do you spell Ray?
W-R-A-Y. Hassan Kuruma. Ring leaders, you ask. These are people who say they are acting alone, and I will just expect them to say that. However, our investigation is still continuing. We're trying to isolate their connections and their contacts. So we are still on it, and we may pick up more people. As to what action the police will take in case the people fail to come out on the 19th, well, I would say let's wait and see what will happen. And of course, I'm very hopeful that they will not come out. Because that is why we are impressing on you to get this message out to the public. That even those who had sympathy for them because of what they had, let them have a rethink. That in spite of the fact that they said they were going to protest for the interests of everybody in this country, but there are some other people who want to join them who do not mean well. So it will do them good, those who had sympathy for them, not to encourage the demonstration at all. Particularly when they do not even know who are the organizers. Because if we knew who these people were, we would have spoken to them for them to really explain to us what they wanted to do. And talking about routes for the demonstrations, We do not know them. The police has no idea about the people, which angle they are coming from. So we don't even know which routes they are going to use or they intend doing. We are only concerned about the manner that the demonstration may take. Because as it is, we really smell some unfortunate incidents occurring in case the demonstration were to take place. But we are prepared for that. But we will ask that you do well so that you disseminate the information to the public for them to get the understanding that there are certain people, probably not the organizers of the demonstration itself, but there are certain people who want to capitalize on the opportunity and then cause problem.
Exactly.
That is really what our fear is. We are not scared of people coming out to demonstrate, but the consequence is our concern. And that will not sit back and allow people to get away with it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, to add to, my name is Mustafa Kamara. I'm the Director of Gender and presently doubling as the Director of Operations. You've had it all, but in terms of what our strategy is so far, having had this information, we as an organization or as a police organization do have a responsibility, constitutional responsibility, that mandates us at least to provide safety and security for all of us here as it is. And this is an organization, this is a state, and one of the paraphernalia of statehood is the police. We have a responsibility to make sure those provisions are made. You enjoy your safety and security. And what we have done so far is, probably it is only we here, in Freetown, that may have been opportune at least to get this information. But we have a responsibility to make sure it is sent to others living in the provinces. And we've done just that. As I'm telling you now, we've prepared what we normally call as an organization, as a police organization. We've prepared an operational order. Yes. We've sent it across to even the list police posts in Kono there, probably a town called Yomadu, where I'm coming from. The operational orders is there, telling police officers what to do henceforth. In fact, you'll begin to see some changes come the 18th. You'll begin to see some changes on the streets of Freetown, you go to Bo or wherever, to show our presence. We want to make our presence felt, to make people at least believe, to make people see that we as an organization, in line with what is the vision we have, to make sure we get your trust and confidence. By making sure that at least police presence is felt in all the corners of this country. We have to make that known, that we care for you, we think about you, and we have to stand by you. And we would want to ask, you also would have a responsibility there to make sure whatever you may see happening that is strange, within your environment, you make that known to us. Because we haven't got all that it makes at least to be in all the corners, the crowns you might think of. But you by our side, working with you, I'm sure you will let us know whatever strange thing you may see. But I would tell you one thing for sure, that let me see, in fact, starting on the 18th, there's an operational order.
Tomorrow.
Yes, that is tomorrow. You will begin to see more police. Just to tell you that we are ready for whatever is of consequence in that regard. So far, I stop there.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We are always ready. It's part of us. We are always ready. Even when you sleep at night, we are out there policing you. Most of you sleep at night, you don't think that people are outside, patrolling the streets of Freetown. Even when it's raining, you just take it for granted. You get up in the morning, everything is okay. There are men and women out there patrolling the streets to ensure public safety and security. This is what the police are doing. It's good for you to give us our flowers whilst we are alive. Doing so much.
We are dead.
Yeah. No accolade to us. But when we leave the shores of Sierra Leone and we are out there in the international arena, they shower praises on the Sierra Leone police as a force problem. We come back home with Lawrence. See our officers in Darfur. See them in Somalia, South Sudan, all over the place, raising the flag, flying up the banner of the Siamese police are forceful. But at home, oh my God, we are one of the best police forces in the sub-region. First, to maintain peace in West Africa, fifth in Africa, and 31st in the entire world. We are doing extremely well. Let's appreciate ourselves. And for this is no exception. We don't want to blow it up as if we are no. Let everyone goes about their normal business. And we are out there ready at all times to perform our duties. Yes, Brema, for the second cherry.
You want to take a second bite? Eh? Okay, it's going to be part of the next
Awareness. To support the police in maintenance of peace, especially come the time. Well, you know, the kind of architecture that we have in this country is integrated. All decisions are taken in an integrated fashion. Yeah. So even in terms of planning, in terms of giving policy directives, it's taken at what we call the National Security Council Coordinating Group level. That's the technical group of the security sector. The highest is the National Security Council, which is chaired by the President. But when it comes to technical decision-making processes, policy guidance, policy formulation, we don't give operational directives to the police. Let me make that very clear. Policy guidance, policy orientation to ensure that we maintain best practice, maintain human rights, even in terms of their operations. We have a clearinghouse called the National Security Council Coordinating Group, which is chaired by no less a person than the National Security Coordinator, who is the head of ONS and the principal advisor to the government and people of Sierra Leone on all matters related to national security. So it is where we discuss some of these issues and decisions, policy decisions, to guide whatever operations are taken by the police are made and are discussed. And in this group, it has a membership of close to 30, where you have the Inspector General seats, the Chief of Defense Staff, the AIG in terms of charge of police operations, the Sierra Leone Correctional Service Director General, so all the security apparatus added to the professional heads of certain relevant ministries, departments, and agencies. So any decisions that are taken there are measured, they are controlled, and they are rights-based when they are taken. Yeah. So that's the forum that we have as a clearinghouse. But as far as operations are concerned, when it comes to D-Day, the police have the latitude. Of course, they are guided by their tenets, their codes. They have their own mechanisms that they employ to ensure that this thing goes on unhindered. But I'm pretty sure come Thursday, we'll all be moving around at jolly times, having a good time around. Those of us who are coming to work are coming to work. I look at this as a mere bluff. I'm not even worried about it. It's a mere bluff. Yeah, but let's just be guided as we go about our normal activities. Thank you.
As you now listen to the updates where the police don't get this afternoon, concerning a concerned group where they say they try for do a protest on the 19th of September 2019. Me we carry this program to na today. Me your name na Aissatou Smile Sise. Until we meet again to another press briefing where the police go call. I say tata.